Just have a so yeah,
Sure.
welcome to Crypto Mondays. It's Friday the 16th of May, and welcome to Crypto Mondays Thought Leadership Talks. We're not sure if Benedetto Biondi is going to join us, but in the meantime, we're going to have a good chat between us. We'll have a little catch up on what's happening with Crypto Mondays around the world. So fire away, Steve. What were you saying there?
Oh, I was just looking for her contact information.
Sure.
Okay,
I
cool.
think, Steve, we may be linked in together, possibly. I have a Quill thread going, which I'll invite you on. It's just a little more private. It's not quite Signal, but it's just off the grid, and you can possibly, we're sharing like coupons and discount stuff for all the events
Great.
with Pradeep. So where are you again, Steve? Are you in Puerto Rico?
I'm moving around a lot. At the moment, I'm recovering from a operation. I'm done pretty much, but I'm in the West, and I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm going to LA, so LA is operatively where I will be.
Cool. And did you and I meet in San Diego? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Okay, a couple of years have been blurred in my mind because it's been kind of crazy, the ups and downs of the industry. But
Yeah.
I know we've met. Before for sure.
You're Lisa Syme from Strategic, what's it called?
Exchanges. Yeah. So my email.
Okay. For the last 14 years. Okay. I'll send you a connection request.
Yeah. That's me. And
Brilliant.
looking for the DeFi. My goal is complete DeFi, but we'll get there eventually.
Brilliant.
Love working with smart people. Love working with people that have aspiration to change the world, not just make a lot of money quickly.
Nice. That's great.
It's a
couple of
process.
things. Yeah, I think everybody's at Consensus Toronto. Is that? I think that's where they are at the moment. And the reason Lou's not here is because he's flying back, I think. And then just a couple of things. Crypto Mondays Algarve. There was that was yesterday. Dave Williams, for anybody who knows him, he's been a loyal follower of Crypto Mondays. He's running that. He ran an event in Arafana. It was blockchain and decentralized AI in healthcare and a party afterwards, a DJ, whatever on the beach. So that should have been fun. And then on Monday, we've got Dr. Josh is launching Rome. So that should be pretty cool. And London's got a pizza party on Monday. Their talk is building on Bitcoin. And next Monday in New York is Eliza Systems with Logan Golema. So that should be a good one too. So that's a bit of a roundup. And then we're continuing to build our Agent Mondi is coming together. So we've got KBAI, George of KBAI and Delia Tanda of MetaMe have been working on getting the knowledge base linked to the iCubes and various functionality to help our community to learn, earn, and connect. So it's been a very interesting journey, and but it's looking like it's coming together quite nicely now. So with a bit of luck in the next few weeks, we'll have something that can be used by the community on a pilot basis. So that's about all, I think. Alan, is there anything that you can think of that happened this week that's interesting enough to comment on?
No, I think you covered most of it there. The only thing I can think of is just maybe a little bit more on the agent, that KBAI is being used as the knowledge store that we're pumping information about Crypto Mondays into. So that's the relationship between those, and it'll be a way to query all the things that have happened with Crypto Monday, and all of these sessions will be available online through that agent. So that's what's being worked on right now.
Yes, they've got a Telegram bot apparently. They're linking into the YouTube content, linking into LinkedIn. Was that it? There was one other ingesting Lou's Medium posts.
Right.
So there's a whole lot of content that's going in that we'll be able to access and leverage from a community perspective. And then
Yeah,
Koi is offering us a white label of their solution, which is, well, Alan, you probably better to describe that. They have nodes, I think, that consumers have. Could you just
you were saying Koi?
Koi, correct?
Yeah, yeah. They have a platform that is for distributed computing, decentralized, where anyone can download their node and run some tasks for some of their tokens. And that looks like it's got some potential for Crypto Monday community members to be able to set up and work with them. So we're investigating that too. So that there's some potential there.
Brilliant. Thank you, Alan. Charles, what's news in your neck of the woods? Are you able to speak? Going once. And yeah, that's great. And then Mel, did Lou mention something about you this week? Something that you're getting involved in? I have a feeling he mentioned, if it's you. Are you Mel.eth?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, clearly.
Hey, GM. Yeah, I just got off a call with Lou before he jumped on the plane, and gonna be joining the Decentralized Agent Alliance with Oxcart, basically it's a voting protocol that really agents can jump into the pipeline really nicely with. So super
Brilliant.
excited, big announcements coming, and yeah, looking forward to really moving forward on some of this. We also got a good grant announcement. Or I wouldn't say an announcement, it's a soft announcement, so keep it close to the vest. But OBOL, OBOL, stated they basically came out of the blue and said we want to work with Oxcart towards basically enabling their delegate pool. It goes towards delegate reputation scores. And Oxcart's a real-time update rather than a scoring protocol, but you can assign scores. It's almost like you can back into the thing that everybody's trying to solve statically. So we're really excited about that too. But yeah, those are the high level updates.
Fantastic. That's great to hear. That's cool to have you on board. Sounds like you know what you're talking about. But it sounds like Greek to me, but I'm sure it makes sense to somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's half the challenge is making it easy on the user side. So we'll get there.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Charles, are you there yet? He had an event in Sao Paulo, which I think went very well. Any more? Steve, any more from you? Your recovery coming along good? Too much skiing, eh?
Just struggling to find my mute button. Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. It's miraculous. Modern medicine is miraculous. Let's put it that way.
Really?
I'm very good. I'll be back in New York on on probably June 1. And then there for a good long while. And yeah, I would say in terms of the industry update, I'm kind of an interesting. I don't know if everyone knows, but I'm a startup attorney. I work on. I've been working in tech for about 35 years, and I've learned a few things about the cycles. And what I see happening right now is I consider my law practice to be kind of like a telltale on the sale of the economy. Like it happens with us first, and then it moves along.
Right.
The last few months, because of Trump. Think what you will about Trump, but the bottom line is all of the changes disrupted everybody, and nobody wants to write any checks. That's what I've experienced. Everybody's working on closing their financing, but it's gotten pushed off a month, and then another month, and then another month, and then another month. And it's like everybody's working really hard, but nobody's writing any checks.
It's an indecisive. They don't know what decisions to make. There's too much volatility. Too much.
Yeah, that's up to the president.
Indecision.
But I feel like this week there was a change. where stuff started happening. You know, people, what happens, I find, is that people just they get sick of sitting around. I can't think of it. There's no rational explanation other than that. And then they just start doing things. They say, okay, this is the new reality. I got to do something. I'm going to cut this freaking VC that won't pay me off and just go do something else. So that's what I feel like is happening right now. Then the VC panics and says, okay, I'll send you my check. That's the kind of stuff that's starting to happen now. Hardballs, people on both sides of the table, hardballing the negotiation to either like cut bait or do a deal. That's what I feel like is going on. So that's
Steve,
good.
kind of,
And going into Bitcoin,
industry...
that's really good, right? Because it means that stuff will start happening here in the early stage.
And what kind of verticals are, what kind of ventures are you working with? What is flavor of the month kind of stuff, thing? Or who's in trouble? Eh? Is it
Well, at the risk of disclosing confidential information, I'm doing a lot of work in AI. AI is, burgeoning, but other things are burgeoning, and weirdly, just to throw it out there for anybody in entertainment or games and entertainment are burgeoning. And this does happen. Games is counterculture, counter cyclical, and it kind of follows entertainment. Entertainment is totally counter cyclical. The deals start happening as soon as the outside world is in total chaos. So there's a lot of deals happening in entertainment, and that includes games. And I've done some thinking on games. Games kind of pervades all of the technologies that we talk about on this call. I mean, games basically is XR. If you think about it in a certain way, like I hate to be blunt, but nobody uses virtual worlds except for in gaming, where they live in the virtual world all the time. So that's and games engage Web3 and tokenization and all of that stuff are engaged by games, and the render community is engaged by games. So I'm pretty bullish on games, and games is very broad, like everything from a realistic AI enhanced virtual world to, some stupid 8-bit, Web3 game, and that all seems to be working great. So that's my sort of games, entertainment, and then people just kind of getting things going again, and kind of just thinking about what the new market will be. And I think then it's good because people will tool themselves to survive no investment, and then VCs will start writing checks again, and there'll be investments.
Right.
Also, can I add to that, Steve? What I'm noticing is just the TradFi folks, investors, are starting to get it. They're starting to see.
But that doesn't change the market. It's been really weird. I totally agree with you.
Well, they are all huddling together. Not huddling their Bitcoin. They're all huddling together, saying, okay, so I've got some really big deals going on behind the scenes with some very wealthy people that said they would never spend anything on any kind of blockchain project. And now they're actually starting to understand financial products, just the velocity of money on Wall Street, right? Just capital markets alone. You saw yesterday, a couple of days ago, JP Morgan settled their first product on a public blockchain. That's huge news. That is massive news. And we know JP Morgan has a longer, they have this huge patient timeline, and they've been, they're perfecting their Onyx token and their JPM token, and you're just going to see one day your checking account at JPM is just going to be a tokenized account.
These things, I completely agree with you. These things are happening. You see them fly by in the news, and you're like, how come nobody's talking about that? How come the
Exactly.
market
And
didn't react?
they're being stealth. A lot of them are being stealth because
Yeah.
it's just going to happen. You're going to wake up on a
They're doing
Monday
it behind the
morning.
scenes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why my little banks that I work with, the community banks, are like, wait, are we really going to be wiped out? And I'm like, no, you're not going to be wiped out, but you better watch what the big guys are doing because those are the guys that feed you. Right. So JPM is
Also,
clever.
do you think there's a opportunity for the little banks? I think there's an opportunity for the little banks
I am
to get
working with
ahead
them.
of the game.
Yes. Correct. And that's been
Quicker
hard.
decision making.
Yeah, I just got an ultimatum from a community bank that said, Lisa, you don't understand our business. I'm giving you a last chance now, right? Bring the solution to me, and this better be, compliant. It better meet all of our needs as a community bank. And I said, trust me, once you start seeing what's available for you guys, you're never going to go backwards. So it's just getting them comfortable. That's been so hard.
That's credit unions too. Do you kind of encompass that?
Credit unions, absolutely. They're a little bit more skittish just because of their members. But if you start thinking about ways that those memberships can be, in a wallet where they can sell their healthcare data in their wallet. Like their wallet doesn't necessarily have to be just a financial wallet. Right. And they can get in the game, these credit unions, and then start using some of the data as collateral. So I do see things opening up. I've seen it before. I hope it's not a false start. I have to trust the tech. I'm not a technologist, so I'm just saying what I see. A lot of these tech guys, I'm like, you guys better really have it now. That's my only fear because it looks good on paper, but do you truly have it?
Yeah, no, that's right. I think I agree with all of that. And it does harken back to Web 1, right?
It does, yes.
Things just started happening and then you're like, oh, wow, that works now,
Right.
Suddenly my bank has a good website,
And I'm loving what is happening on Bitcoin itself. And I think the closer we can get to using Bitcoin, as our center, as our treasury, as the global benchmark, the US dollar is in trouble. And I don't think a lot of I think
I'm not happy to hear that. I think it's a big problem.
It's a very big problem. It's a very big problem, and that's why now all of a sudden this big hurrah for stable tokens. We only need 1 or 2 stable tokens for on and off ramps to Bitcoin. What else matters?
And do we have them? Did I say that out loud?
Exactly. So that's kind of my 2 cents. I'm gonna jump and fill my car with gas so I can do my next 500 miles tonight. But hopefully I love it. I love driving in my car. I love having meetings in my car and being in different states.
I do too. We're very similar. I'm going to be driving the other way on the 21st.
I know. I just left 3 months in New York. It was great. But you know what, everybody, you can have Manhattan, guys. Anyone that wants Manhattan, take it. You got it. It's not my cup of tea.
It's pretty grim there right now. They needed that wind.
Awful.
They needed that Knicks win.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, have a good one, guys. I'll let y'all go. Ciao, ciao.
Charles, give us an update there, Charles. Come on, man. How's it down south?
Hi, Robin. How are you doing?
Excellent, thank you, man.
Yeah, no, everything's fine here. I'm trying to put together an event. We're going to do the next Crypto Mondays in June, but I'm trying to put together a global event in Sao Paulo for November at the same time as COP30.
Wow, fantastic, man. Is Dr.
It'll
Josh
be
the
intersection of biodiversity and blockchain.
Beautiful. What a lovely crossover. Bringing 2 worlds together. That's brilliant.
And I'm doing it with Dara Albright. Lou's behind it too. I think if we can get it to work, I think it could be amazing.
Excellent. Is Dr. Josh working with you on that or not?
He is, actually. Funnily enough, he sent me an email this morning saying he thinks he's got a chief sponsor for us.
Yo, fantastic. He's a magic maker, miracle worker, that guy.
And he's full of energy and he thinks he's madder than I am, but I think he's wrong now.
Mad as a hatter. Yeah. That's cool, Charles. Thank you. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
So
everybody, eh? So yeah, any other news, or should we call it a day? All good? Thank you, Lilia, for organizing this the meeting and the technicalities and things. Thank you, Alan, for supporting me. So yeah, great. Onward and upward. I mean, it's growing like crazy. These Crypto Mondays chapters, the community, the Agent Mondi. We had an application for the accelerator this week. It looks very promising. So yeah, things are happening. The advisory is working very well. We're doing some good work, helping protocols to grow and yeah, increase their market share. So that's all working pretty well. So thanks for being here. Sorry we didn't have our guest, but thank you to you all for being the celebrities of the moment.
Still a great session. Learned a lot just
Everyone,
listening in.
ciao.
Okay, take care, everyone.